Hi, this is John Rowell for the Rowell Report. Today is Friday, December 26, 2025, and if you find any content in this video helpful or informative, please give a like, share the video, and subscribe to my channel. That helps this channel to grow, and I really appreciate it. This content is for the subscribers, and if you find this content helpful, please leave a message below. If you have any comments to make, please do so below as well. I'd appreciate that. So the topic of this video is the Kinburn split or Kinburn Peninsula. So you see it here. It looks like a leg and a ski boot and a ski, maybe. I don't know, like more like a water ski than a downhill ski. But anyway, this Kinburn split is currently controlled by Russia, and Ukraine has attempted to take it many times in the past and have been unsuccessful. So what Ukraine wants to do is to have this demilitarized, which basically would leave it empty for Ukraine to just send troops across. This is less than a mile, or maybe it's about a mile or so. Yeah, maybe about a mile and a half or so. So a boat can reach from Kyiv. A boat can reach this Kinburn split pretty quickly, and a bunch of boats could bring over a lot of troops, and they could land troops, and they could move up this peninsula. And so the whole idea of Zelensky was to say, well, just leave us this little part of it, and we'll leave it at that. But there is no leave it at that. What Zelensky wants to do is to land troops there and move them up and try to retake Crimea. That would be kind of a backdoor, and Russia's never going to allow that. So you will see that it was in the most recent 20-point peace plan from Zelensky, and this is a non-starter, just like a lot of other points on that 20-point peace plan he put out. Just simply a whole bunch of non-starters, things that have already been rejected in the past by Russia, and they will not allow to progress on those points. So again, they're throwing that in. I don't know what is the idea of the Ukrainians. I already know Russia is not going to agree to that. Maybe that's so that the United States can put pressure on Russia, or I don't know, or they can use it to exchange one thing for the other. But the one thing is for sure, Russia is not going to allow Ukraine to come on to this Kinburn split, or peninsula, because that's basically a backdoor for them to try to get towards Crimea. And if this portion of the Kinburn split is neutral or demilitarized, then why don't they demilitarize everything nearby on the other side? So that would be Kherson, Mykolaiv, and Odessa, which is here. So we have Odessa, which is not too far away. Let's see if we can get some distances here. So we got 37 miles between Odessa and the Kinburn split, and then between Kherson and Kinburn split we have 50 miles. Mykolaiv, that's 36 miles. So anyway, the whole point is that all this area is controlled by Ukraine, and so if you were to give them the Kinburn split, then they would enter on the peninsula, come up here, they would cross over, they would open up territory for Ukrainians to cross over, and then they would slowly move over towards Odessa. So why would Russia ever do that? But anyway, like I say, this just keeps on appearing on one proposed agreement after another, and these are non-starters. With these on the agreement, this is never going to progress. So when you see that, you know right away that this isn't actually an attempt at making a peace deal. This is more related to keeping the friends that Ukraine have and continue the money to flow. And of course, some of that money winds up in personal bank accounts, in golden toilets, in supercars in Monaco, and villas on the French Riviera and other things. So of course the money just has to continue flowing, flow. And then once it touches down in Ukraine, boom, it's gone. And no one knows where it went, even though the congressional oversight has been in Ukraine forever and a day. And they certainly are monitoring all the bank accounts. No one seems to know where the money goes. But anyway, you will see again this Kinburn split mentioned a lot. Russia's not going to give it up. And eventually Russia will be across the other side of the Dniprovska Gulf, or in the, what is this body of water called? It doesn't have a name, seemingly. I guess this is just the Black Sea. So if Ukraine does not find any terms with which to come to an agreement with Russia, Russia will just continue on from, you got here Zaporizhia. Once they're in Zaporizhia, they'll come down to Kherson, to Odessa, and they'll close off this whole Odessa Oblast, going south towards Romania, and that'll be it. It'll be over. So the sooner Ukraine can come to a peace deal with Russia, the better. But the longer it goes for them to try to find an agreement, the farther apart each side is. So I don't see any peace deal coming anytime soon. And certainly putting the Kinburn split or the Kinburn Peninsula in a proposed peace deal is a non-starter and will always get rejected. So anyway, that is my video about the Kinburn split. If you have any comments, please do so below. And I'd love to hear from you, and hopefully you can join my channel and continue to see more content of the similar kind. So anyway, Christmas greetings to everyone, and safe travels, and I look forward to seeing you back in the next one. Bye-bye.